EVMs be hacked?
It cannot be entered into, it cannot be hacked.
Why do you say that they can't be hacked and manipulated?
You should be in a position to access that and change the program, which is not possible.
What happened at the Mumbai Northwest seat, or rather the allegations?
It's a total misrepresentation or misunderstanding of the facts of the matter.
Elon Musk has also waded into this entire controversy over EVMs.
No reason to think he is talking about the EVM in India. Mind you, the machines used in different places are quite different. There is a confusion created by using the word EVM.
Amid the burning controversy over electronic voting machines, or what we now know as EVMs, we are joined by N. Gopalaswami, former Chief Election Commissioner of India. Sir, welcome. A lot has been said about EVMs over the past several months, before elections, during elections, and now even after elections. One question to you, sir. Can EVMs be hacked? Can they be unlocked?
The Indian EVM is a standalone system. It doesn't communicate, it is not connected to the net, and therefore it cannot be entered into, it cannot be hacked, it cannot be compromised that way.
There is a whole bunch of people who are saying that they can be hacked and manipulated. How do they function? Why do you say that they can't be hacked and manipulated?
It is based on a chip, one-time programmable chip, which is buried, which is put into the system, and thereafter it can never be accessed by any external source because it doesn't have any Wi-Fi connection, doesn't have any internet connection. It is not connectable that way at all. Therefore, the question of accessing it, for you to be able to compromise it, you should be in a position to access that and change the program, which is not possible. Therefore, this standalone system cannot be compromised. Secondly, the question is, how do we prove the machine is effectively functioning? For that, a series of test procedures have been introduced. Every time those tests are conducted in presence of either the political party representatives or the candidate or the candidate's representative. In the initial testing, what they call first level testing, there are no candidates, there are only political parties. At that time, the political parties are party representatives are invited, and on each machine is tested, and on 5% of the machines, they poll even 1,000 votes to show that it is functioning effectively, functioning according to the methodology by which it is expected to function. Okay, it is a glorified calculator in a sense, you can say. You press one button, it says 1. Then press the button a second time, it says 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. That's about all that it does. Okay. Second level testing is when the machines are tested and then sent to the constituency. Now, machines are selected for being sent to the constituency not manually but by a computer aided program. So nobody can influence that a particular machine should be sent to a particular constituency or polling station. So that is also taken care of. Okay? And at this testing, most probably the candidates would be there or their representative will be there. And in their presence, machines are tested. Again, votes are pulled into it and shown that it is not, it is functioning as expected out of the manner in which it is expected to function. Thereafter comes the final test, final demonstration. That is on the day of poll. You see, now in between that, there's one step is sending it to the polling station. That again takes place using a computerized random selection program. But at this time, what happens is the number of the machine which is sent to a particular polling station is shared with the candidate's representative. This particular number, the EVM carrying this number, has actually been allotted to this polling station, and in that polling station, it is only that machine which is present. Now, on the day of poll, a mock poll is conducted, again the testing. At this time, the polling agents are in attendance in each of the polling stations, and in their presence, a mock poll is conducted. Required number of votes are polled. It is shown that it is functioning correctly, and also the VVPAT is functioning correctly. And thereafter, once they all agree that everything is fine, and no malfunctioning is found. I mean, the machine can conk out at a particular point of time. Sometimes it does happen. Even though I must say that being electronic, the chances of failure are very, very limited. In fact, in the total count of electronic voting machines, the failed machines at the time of the polling, etc., will be less than 0.5%. Total failure will be less than 0.5%.
0.5%. So, how do you explain, sir, what happened at the Mumbai Northwest seat, or rather the allegations of what happened at the Mumbai Northwest seat? Now, there are reports that claim that the brother-in-law of the winning candidate had a phone which got an OTP to unlock that machine. What
It's,
exactly do you think happened? Because you
it's a
explained that it
total
was a fake.
misrepresentation. Yeah, I'll explain this. It's a total misrepresentation or misunderstanding of the facts of the matter. Now, the EVM, as I mentioned, cannot be hacked, cannot be spoken to, cannot be asked to reply. I mean, it is standalone, it cannot. What happened in Mumbai is slightly different thing. There is a confusion created by using the word EVM. You know that the postal ballots are given to personnel who are in election duty, plus the army, air force, etc. personnel who are away from the polling station, away from the area, but in a different functioning in a different area. For them, a postal ballot is given. In the last few years, the commission has introduced certain methodology by which the count of the number of ballot papers thus received is also available to the commission. It is automatically to be updated in the web. See, for instance, from the EVMs, let's say 2,000 votes come, and then there are 200 ballot papers, 200 postal ballot papers. So the total count is going to be 2,200. And the winner or the loser will be decided based on the total count of 2,200. So how does Commission's website know that this 200 had come? For that purpose, there is a methodology. There is a software called Encore, in which the returning officer puts in information saying that I have received 200 postal ballot papers. Okay. For that purpose, for opening his Encore account, he needs an OTP. He has an authorized mobile phone from which he seeks an OTP. The OTP is received. Then he uploads that information in that Encore site, saying that postal ballot papers received 200, 500, whatever the number. Okay. So this is where the OTP is required. This has nothing to do with the EVM at all. And even this has nothing to do with the postal ballot. What contained in the postal ballots is not also revealed there, because the postal ballot paper will be counted along with other postal ballot papers at one table separately meant for it. This is only information as to how many have been received, and that is put into the system. So this is where the OTP was involved. But the misrepresentation was that the OTP opens up the EVM, etc., etc., which is all
Would
either
you call this a
misunderstanding or lie.
mischievous? Would you call this a mischievous misrepresentation?
Yeah, you can. One could be mischievous. If you want to be a little, lenient, you can say the person concerned was ignorant.
Okay.
Not
Either
the person
ignorance
who,
or
not the person who gave the machine, who gave the mobile, but the person who received the mobile. He may be ignorant or he may be mischievous. Either of these two.
all right, either of these two. So you're saying there's no way that an EVM or a ballot cast in the EVM can be either hacked or manipulated or using an OTP changed or anything like that.
Not at all, because you see, even if the OTP is there, if it is like talking to a deaf fellow. Yeah, he can't hear, and you keep on
But,
talking to him saying that OTP, OTP, OTP. He will hear nothing at all.
all right, just moving away to Elon Musk now. Elon Musk has also waded into this entire controversy over EVMs. He went on to say that he wants EVMs to be eliminated, believing that they carry the risk of getting hacked by humans or artificial intelligence. And even if a small risk is a risk too big for any democracy of that happening. What is he talking about?
I have no reason to think he is talking about the EVM in India. And at the relevant point of time, there were issues in Puerto Rico and other places in South. And mind you, the machines used in different places are quite different. In the direct recording machine in USA is on a computer terminal, and it can be connected. And it is internet connected also. Therefore, one could say, though may not really happen, one could say that the possibility remains of interference. Possibility. Now, where the machine, like an Indian machine, which is not connected, not connectable, not connected, cannot receive Wi-Fi call, either from phone or any other wireless message, cannot receive at all. It doesn't come under the category of kind of thing which he is talking about.
He's not talking about the elections or the EVMs in India. He's talking about EVMs in the US and Puerto Rico or wherever, because that is exactly the he was responding to something that happened during the Puerto Rican elections.
Exactly. Therefore,
Right.
I don't think it should be brought in here and used, saying that EVM, generic name of EVM, therefore every EVM is like every other EVM. That's not so.
Right. So the Indian EVM is very unique in its own and
Exactly.
is not comparable to any other EVM across the world. So what Elon Musk says about some random EVM anywhere else does not apply to
That's
the
not
Indian
right.
EVM. Paul, that's what you're saying. But
Yeah.
my last question to you. Hearing from you, I hear EVMs can't be unlocked, can't be hacked, can't be manipulated. But the opposition, and I'm not just talking about one person, I'm talking about an entire group of thinking individuals, people who are, being elected time and again by this electorate, and responsible people raising questions on EVM. How do you view these opinions that are being shared aplenty over the Indian EVM?
Okay, this has become a pastime, and one thought that after the last election results, which were not one-sided by any count, the thing will subside. It did subside for the first few days, and thereafter again, you have to. I mean, if you have nothing else to say, you can take a pot shot at the EVM. And poor EVM cannot reply. It cannot come on the screen and say that, look, don't blame me for all your yells.
Your thoughts, you've been associated with the election process in India for a very long time. You were around when the EVMs were introduced for the first time. What's been your association, the post pre EVM era and the post EVM era? What's the big change that you see? Any anecdote that you can remember?
See, when I joined the commission, that's a year in which the EVMs were used on the entire national election scene, 2004. Mr. T.S. Krishnamurthy was the CEC. But I have worked as an observer. I have worked as assistant returning officer in elections, where the ballot papers used to be the norm. In ballot paper era, the number of rejected ballot papers used to be very high. Maybe one could say that at that time much of the population was not fully literate, and therefore they made mistakes. But there used to be very large number of mistakes. You don't put the seal on the on the name or the symbol, but between the two. Sometimes you will find the marking being done on the reverse of the ballot paper. So all kinds of things. So it will be almost about 2 to 3% of votes will get rejected because of this reason. Minimum. As against that, today in the electronic voting machine, not a single vote goes to waste. Even if you press the nota, it also gets recorded. So no question of any vote getting wasted at all. On the day of counting, we started at 8 o'clock and finished at about 3:30 in the morning next day. And by the time announced the result, by the time we put everything into the treasury, all the boxes into the treasury and sealed it and secured it. It was around 8 o'clock in the morning, almost 24 hours continuous. And we don't allow the staff, once it starts counting on the counting table, works on the counting table, we don't allow them to go out at all. So they also have to have be there the entire 24 hours. They can't go out at all. So as against that, today, in 6 hours, you not only know the trend, but less than 8 hours, you get the final results also. So ease of
That must be really helpful in
yeah.
a large country like ours, where the democratic exercise probably equals 10 other developed and developed nations put together, really. Thank you for your time, sir. So no wastage, no hacking, and of course time saving. That's the thumbs up you're getting from former Chief Election Commissioner N. Gopalaswami on EVMs at a time when when a host of opposition leaders are obviously raising quite a few doubts on this tool of our democratic exercise. Thank you so much for joining us, sir. Thank you, viewers, for your time. Stay tuned to Times of India. We'll keep getting you more insights.